On location with Kenny Harms, caddy for Kevin Na. First ever LIV Golf event in London starts this Thursday. 54-hole event concludes Saturday. Hey, Kenny, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, dude, early in the week, I know, but give us your first impression since you've touched down in London, and what's the excitement like on the grounds among kind of other players and caddies you've caught up with?
Everything's been amazing. Got to the airport in Orlando, got upgraded to business class, slept 3 hours, got in here about 9:30, got my bag and walk out of baggage claim, and there's my name just sitting there waiting for me. Got a limousine service down to my hotel, checked in, everything went smoothly. Woke up this morning, met Kevin out at the golf course. We chipped and putted for a while. Pretty cool. There's not many people right now. It's just players and staff and stuff like that. But checked in, got all my credentials. They had a money clip for us this week.
I saw that.
So we use that as our credentials, which is kind of cool. It's like the players on the PGA Tour. We got money clip and, went up to the locker room, players and caddies in the locker room. And we eat with the players. We eat, everything is going to be the kind of same every single week. So it's kind of cool. They got the grandstands up, Studio 54. I'll do some videos from that later in the week. It's a pretty cool atmosphere. Golf course is really good. I was surprised. Some tree line holes and some open holes, but it's going to be interesting. Wind blows to see what it is. We just walked. Kevin was too tired to play, so. But excited. Everything's been first class so far.
Yeah, well, I guess describe the golf course a little bit more. The Centurion Club. How did you feel like it sets up for Kevin? I mean, I saw a couple pictures. I mean, it looks like it's in awesome shape. Obviously it's a new golf course for you. Maybe some of the guys from England have played it before, but
Right.
that's kind of you're used to kind of same places that you always know, except when you kind of go to some of these majors, I guess. Kind of a fun week for you, I think, probably to learn a new golf course. So what do you think of it and how it sets up for Kevin?
It's good. It's it's kind of you go through the trees and then all of a sudden you come out to the open and it's got some elevation and stuff. Smaller greens. Some holes are pretty tight. Going to be interesting because right now just walking it, you really don't get a feel for how it's going to play. I was surprised the greens were really good and pretty fast. We just chipped and putted today, so Kevin made it for about 7 holes, and then he took off and got a ride, and I finished up walking the golf course, made all my notes. It's going to be interesting. It's just going to be, you're just going to have to go out there and hit a couple tee balls on a couple of the holes where you're not sure whether you're going to be hitting a 3-wood or a driver off the tee. Maybe laying up actually on one of the par 5s and just playing it as a 3-shot hole because there's so much trouble off of the tee. It really doesn't make sense to bring a big number into play. But I'm excited. New venue, 48-man field, 54-hole golf course or 54-hole tournament. Shotgun start. We tee off at 2:00. Everybody at the same time. So it's going to be out there. It's going to be interesting.
Did they? One of the things I'm curious about is the shotgun start. Do you think it's just going to be the normal air horn that we're all used to, or is there going to be something more to it? Have they talked about that? They're going to cart you out to your holes, and then you're walking. I mean, it's not like you get carts out there. Are you able to use lasers? And then what are the rules that you're playing under this week? What governing bodies rules?
Same rules as European and PGA Tour, USGA rules. No rangefinder. The Artist Book, same guy did the Saudi International Tournament as well, so that's pretty good. It's got they actually draw on the golf course. They spray paint 250, 200, 150,
Right.
150, and then you got the sprinkler heads and stuff. All the numbers off the tees from different tee boxes. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're third in the world in the tournament, so I'm hoping we're teeing off at number 1 so we don't have to take a shuttle. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be great. Everybody tees off at the same time, so it's not like anybody's getting an advantage. with an early tee time. Everybody's going to have the same conditions because everybody's starting on different holes. It's going to be 16 threesomes teeing off, so I'm not really sure what holes. They're probably going to be 1 through 16, I would imagine, or maybe maybe space some one or two holes in between. I guess I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. We don't have the tee times yet.
I'm interested in a couple strategy questions, and one just on the 54 hole deal, because I mean you haven't had much experience. Maybe on the ladies tour when you caddied up there.
Actually, I caddied on the Champions Tour for 12 years.
Okay, so so you
5 years, 13 years, 13 years. So
okay,
yeah, I'm used to it.
How does 54 holes differ to 72 in terms of strat? I mean, do you try to get after it quicker, or anything come to mind there?
I think you play the golf course. No different than you'd play any other golf course. Everybody's starting even. You go after the pins that you think are gettable, and you play safe on the other holes. Now, if for some reason somebody shoots 10 under and you go out there the next day, you might be playing a little differently. But, you pretty much, I got to think you got to play pretty good for 3 days to have a chance of winning, obviously. So you're going to have to play really well for 3 days. It's going to be a grind right from the first hole. You got to grind all the way through.
So one of the cool things about the LIV Tour is just this team format. And so Kevin's going to be a captain. He's going to get a pick tomorrow night, and we hope we get to catch up with you from the draft party. I mean, how is he approaching his captaincy? Is there any strategy that you guys are putting together in terms of who you're going to select? Have you guys spoken about that at all? I mean, because that feels kind of important because there's a lot of extra money up for grabs if your team wins.
Yeah, first, second, and third place, $250 to each of the winning teams, each of the guys on the winning team. They're paying, the first, second, and third. If this gets out tomorrow, everybody's going to know my secret, so I'm not telling you.
You can't give me any secret, any insights on how you're thinking?
I have actually been working on it myself because I'm going to be there pulling the team. Obviously, I'm going to have a lot to say in it. I've been doing my homework. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm doing, but I've got everybody on the list. I've got so far 31 players done, rankings, but I've got to do the guys that I don't know as well. So I'm going, down the list and seeing who's been playing well and who hasn't. I don't really think the world rankings means that much looking at the list because a lot of guys – looking at this list that are in the top 20 in the world in the tournament, some guys aren't playing too good, so they ain't making my team. So, I'm looking for the best players are going to be pulled in the first 2 rounds. I imagine, it's the 8 captains, and we pick. I think it goes like in a reverse horseshoe. Whoever goes first would be DJ, I would imagine, being the highest world ranking. I would imagine that's how they're doing it. But, looking at the list, I mean, obviously Phil Mickelson, he's on that list.
Wait, Phil's on the list, but
wait a minute. Did I say that?
So wait. So
I
we
don't
might
know if
see
that's
Phil
official now or not. To be honest, I mean, is he on the list or isn't he? He's actually not on the Pro-Am list.
Okay.
But I saw some spot. I don't know what's going on there. I mean,
Phil might private jet in on Wednesday night.
I think he might surprise some people tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if he's playing or not, but I've got him on my list as playing because there's one open spot, and I don't know who that is. Obviously, there's rumors flying all around the place, but obviously, if he's playing, he's going to be one of the captains, and. He's 72nd in the world, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not in the top 8. But I got to think Phil Mickelson, if he's playing, is going to be a captain's pick. Right. There's guys that I thought were going to be a captain, but they're not a captain's pick. So it's going to be interesting to find out who the captains are. Obviously, there's no news out about Phil Mickelson being here that I know of. So I don't know if he's playing or not, but I think he's going to show up for some reason.
This is to see you in your hotel grinding on this because all these years, me caddying, whatever, you worry about your player. And now I'm kind of, we got to get you a subscription to fantasynational.com so you can look at all these strokes gain
Yeah.
stats. All of a sudden, you're putting your team together, and you're right. Don't
Yeah.
just look at the world ranking,
Well,
because there's some
yeah.
guys that are playing good that are further down, and maybe the course
Right.
suits the guys better than another course. So I'm
Right. So
super
I'm on
fascinated.
the official world ranking app, and I am going and I'm hitting every single name, and I am going and seeing what their last 7 events were. Now, if I got a guy that goes miscut, 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 they ain't on my team. So
I'm a,
it's one of those things that sometimes you do your best caddying from your hotel room.
I love it, dude. Well, hey, I'm gonna share you my fantasy national password, and you can go look around, and then maybe we can negotiate a little cut if you guys
All
win.
right, yeah. I'm all about
But
giving back.
so, hey, last question then. London, I've never been there. You've probably been there before. Any plans additionally to the golf tournament while you're there? Any sightseeing, any pizza reviews gonna happen for you?
I actually did a pizza review last night. You missed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had dinner with Kevin at the Grove Hotel, and they had a big buffet and they had pizza there. So I had to do my first buffet pizza. Actually, it was surprisingly 6-8, so it wasn't too bad. Tomorrow night's the draw party, so I'm going to be at that. Wednesday night, we are actually me, Kevin, his agent, and Emily from Pro Sports is going to be there. So the 4 of us are going to go out to dinner in London somewhere. Not sure really where. I've been to London before. It's been there, done that. So, and there's 25 million on the line. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on that.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, thanks for taking a little time out. I hope we can catch up with you at this draw party tomorrow. But
Yeah,
we'll be tracking you all week long. Thanks, dude.
you got it, buddy. Have a good night.